As I said last night, it's a different kind of situation to be coming off such an emotional low, and but yet be pointed in such a great opportunity. So we have to discard the baggage that accompanies emotional lows and move towards the preparation that's required to play a top-notch opponent like Oregon, get ourselves ready for the environment, which is Autzen Stadium, and hopefully play our best football game and give ourselves a chance to be the conference champs and to represent the Pac-12 in the Rose Bowl, which is the envy of everybody who ever's had anything to do with college football. So very excited about that chore, and we're working in earnest as we speak to get it accomplished. Players are not involved today. The hour of last evening and the emotional cost of last evening, it was better in my mind to get away from it for a day and to get themselves ready for a great practice tomorrow, which would end up being a Tuesday practice, and as we look forward to the Friday night game in Eugene. Questions?
Is there any way to blunt the perception that you guys did back into this at this point?
I'm sorry, the question?
Is there any way to counter that fact that people think you guys have backed into this?
I don't care what people think. I mean, as far as I know, they're sending a plane to pick us up, and we're going to get on it. You know, that is what it is. I mean, the bottom line is we're going to do the best we can, players and coaches alike, and we'll figure all that out when the powers that be figure all that out. You know, it's can't be a distraction right now.
Do you feel you've done enough to warrant your return next year?
I was told that we needed to move the needle. And if the needle moved, then we would be fine, and I'd get to continue along my 5 years of my 5-year contract. We have won 5 conference games as opposed to 3 last year. We have won the right to represent the South in the conference championship. We've certainly had some unfortunate evenings where things haven't gone our way, but I think the program is headed in the right direction despite the naysayers. And I believe that great things are on the horizon, hopefully as early as this weekend. But that's me. I tend to look at things probably from a different looking glass than others.
So, I mean, just to mention that, so you feel you have done enough?
I think I answered affirmatively, yeah.
Kevin talked about the flashes that they've seen as a team and unit and doing what they need to do to move forward as a unit.
Right.
What do they need to do to not prove? It's not a matter of not proving to themselves, the public and critics what they have to do, but to themselves proving. How do you think it's the mindset of them to say, prove to yourself that you can do this as a unit?
Well, if you look at us over the course of this season, every time we've taken one on the chin, we've come back and responded. I expect nothing less this time, especially as the stakes rise. So I'm looking forward to the challenge. I can't tell you what the final score will be on Friday night. I just know we're going to be there, and we're going to be excited about the opportunity.
Last time you guys went out there in a big game situation, didn't go so well. What did you learn?
We learned that they were really good. We were playing with a quarterback, hadn't played very much. Richard Breho, I think it was his second start. I think he started the Washington State game and then played, that was his second start, first one on the road. Went right down the field and unfortunately threw an interception at the end of that for opening drive. And then they got on a roll, which they can do. I mean, they are as potent an offense as there exists in college football. It will be a tall order. We understand that. Yeah, it's a little different, but most times the kids have Mondays off. So today's their day off. gives the coaches ample time as we work through the day and night to try to get ourselves a plan put together that we think we can execute and play fast, because you're going to have to play fast against a team like Oregon. And then we'll try to polish it up tomorrow morning and afternoon as we get ready to practice tomorrow night. And then we'll keep working until we get on the plane on Thursday. But so in terms of the normal practice reps, we'll get the normal practice reps. We didn't score. Yeah, there was plenty of opportunities to score lots of points. It just was poor execution. Poor execution. Had chances. Got to deliver.
Poor execution, mental mistakes, decision making?
All of the above.
How much of your preparation this week just has to be devoted to the ramp up and how they moving on?
It has to be a portion of it, no question. I mean, they play at a speed that's unlike any other, and we've got to understand that and not be worn out by it. You know, that's too early to determine how we'll go about doing that.
Do you have to evaluate your quarterback situation, or bring over that line to compete for that?
I don't know that Richard's healthy enough. I think Kevin's our guy, and you know, when he plays well, we're pretty good. So he's got to play well.
His first one last night, 12 feet 9 receiver, was he a little jittery?
You know, probably a little amped up. There were a couple throws that got away from him last night that unfortunately were uncharacteristic. It might have been big plays.
Any more questions?
Yeah, have you had a chance to look at them at all, the defense play?
Yeah.
Are they any different than last year? Are there big personnel changes?
I mean, schematically, I haven't noticed. I mean, I haven't really studied personnel. I've been studying more scheme, you know, how they line up to different formations and such. But, you know, they've got some guys that I recognize. Boyette still back there, and you know, there's a number of good players on that defensive unit that certainly fly around, or, you know, characteristic of Nick Aliotti and his kind of aggressive style of defense. Watching the Nevada-Oregon game. Yeah, that would be, yeah, both teams will watch that tape carefully. But we also played them last year in this offense. So that'll be also scrutinized.
Coach, you kind of moved around in the locker room last night, picking up certain guys. Just kind of talk about how important that job is after a game like this, and you don't do it a few times.
You know, if you're not careful, you can leave a locker room feeling like the coaches think it's all the players' fault, or vice versa. And I think it's important to realize that we're in this together, and that we're a team, and that we share in victory just as we share in defeat. And that the key to going forward was to continue to believe in one another and to get our focus back on the task at hand, which meant taking today for a player and getting rid of the sting of last night and moving on to the excitement and the careful preparation that's required of playing in a contest like we get the opportunity to play in on Friday night.
Throughout your career as a player, too, you've had these glamorous moments, and you know for your hockey team. Where's this coming from? I mean, what keeps you, you know, I mean,
How do I keep positive? What's the alternative? To be negative? Anybody can do that. Most people do that. Have no idea how to get out of a rut. The only way to get out of it is to continue to believe that you can. That's the only way I know. And I've gotten out of it every time. And I'll do it again. It's more than a belief. It's a knowledge. I mean, it happens all the time. You have to be relentlessly positive, and you will get yourself back to where you need to be. And it's more than just a hope. Hope's not a strategy. This is a conviction of optimism, and we are going to rise again. We have a right to go to a bowl game. We finished the season 6-6. You know, we're gonna, and that qualifies you for a bowl game. And now we're gonna get to play for the conference championship, and we're gonna go represent the South as well as we know how, and try to win the conference championship. And the Rose Bowl would be a wonderful reward for the effort that everybody's put in. But if we're unsuccessful, then we have a right to be in postseason just like everybody else that finished 6-6 over the course of 12 games.
Do you feel USC with South Division Champions T-shirt was a bit much? Much of the players for USC were sporting South Division champions.
You know, that what they choose to do with their program is their choice. I have a great deal of respect for Pat Hayden and their athletic department, and Lane Kiffin did a marvelous job this year. You know, what they choose to do. But the facts of the matter is they're not. They were not eligible for such. And so that's why we get to go play.
Would you approve of that in the role for members?
It's a hypothetical I don't have to answer.
Anything else?
Thanks, gang.